Hello, 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 my beautiful sisters and
Yo,
brothers. It is your girl, Dr.
yo,
Shonna.
yo, 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 yo.
And today we are here for our Friday night lesson. I am super excited to be talking about this topic because I think that we can learn a lot from what's happening if only we will pay attention. As I was saying, today we're going to focus on Atlanta, Georgia. So anybody from Atlanta in the house, because I want you guys to tell me what's going on down there. Me sitting here as the researcher, although I go to Atlanta often and I see exactly what's going on. I speak to a lot of people in Atlanta. I have gone to Atlanta, Georgia. Well, not really Atlanta. I've gone to the suburbs of where many of the Black people live, right? And to meet with one person one-on-one in her house, right? With me, her husband, and a few of her business partners to help them structure their business so they can get ahead of the game. Because I drove around the neighborhood with them and I was able to point out the things that are signs to me that tells me what's about to go down. So I help this couple structure their business so they can make business and make money out of their own house without having to get a location. So I say this stuff because I travel all over to different areas and I'm always looking at how communities are moving, especially when it concerns us. I'm always seeing how we're moving and I'm always seeing how we are impacted. And what really saddens me, what really makes me totally boggled and sad is the fact that so many of us, we don't pay attention to what's happening. We wind up getting upset when it's too late. When it's too late. Where all the telltale signs have been there since 1912. Where am I reading from? Because I want you to do your own research. So we're going back to The Guardian. I love that article. That online article is called The Guardian. And today's title from The Guardian is called Nowhere for People to Go. Who will survive the gentrification of Atlanta? Nowhere for people to go. Who will survive the gentrification of Atlanta? I am reading from that article. This is how it looks. The article says, Ahmad Shears remembers the day a few years back where he knew his neighborhood was in the throes of change. He noticed a group of bikers, mostly white, riding through the northern tip of Pittsburgh, Atlanta, well after dark. It just really surprises me, said Shears, who is 28 years old. When I came to Atlanta in 2008, to be honest, you couldn't really pay white people to come over here. Let's stop right there for a second. Why is it that our people are always surprised when a town is overran by people who have an economic interest in the real estate? Let me repeat that. Why is it that our people, especially our people, are always surprised, they're caught off guard, they're scratching their head, they don't know what the hell is happening when they notice white people in their area, when they notice their community becoming overpopulated with people who have an economic interest in their real estate? Why are we always surprised? We got to move this way. We have to sit back and watch. We're too busy living life. We're too busy moving around life. And then when things get too bad and we can no longer afford to live there, then we're angry. Then we're upset. Nah. I always tell you guys, watch how the others move because they always leave clues. Always. So let's go on. It says, today the neighborhood, this is Pittsburgh, Atlanta. Today the neighborhood, which was ravaged by the 2008 mortgage crisis. Very bad time for Black people. A very, very bad time for Black people. It was ravaged by the 2008 mortgage crisis when it saw vacancy rates of up to 50%. 50% of the housings were vacant after the 2008 mortgage crisis. In the midst of an economic turnaround, bright yellow advertisements announcing we buy houses. That is your first clue right there. We buy houses hang on nearly every utility pole and every tree, posted by home flippers looking to make a quick profit as prices swell. Another sign right there. Anytime you see in a community, I keep telling people all the time, listen, you're going through communities and you saying you want to move out. I want to move. This community is making me sick. I don't like anything about it. I don't want my children to grow up here. I don't want to be here anymore. The first chance I get, I'm moving. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is bad. I'm not going to tell you it's good. I'm not going to tell you good or bad. But what I'm going to tell you is we have to start to pay attention to what is going on in our community. The minute we see things not going how we want it to go in our community, we want to move. That is a strategy, sisters and brothers. That is a strategy. They're hoping that they can stop taking care of your community so you can get the hell out. And the first sign for you to know that that's what the desire is when you see all through your community, we buy houses. We buy houses in cash. Need to sell your house? Give us a call. All these signs that is in the community, on trees, utility poles, bandit signs in the grass. Everybody asking to buy your house with cash, to take it off of your hand. They do that on purpose. They stop pouring into your community on purpose so that you can get the hell out of the community on your own. So we have to understand that the colonist is in it for economic gain always. The colonist is in it to see who can he wipe out of the equation so that he can get his end profit. Who has got to go in order for him to get what he is looking for. Right? We got to understand that. But let's go back to this article. It says gentrification is affecting cities around the world, but housing advocates say that there's something especially unsettling about racial dynamics of those forces in Atlanta, a city historically described as a black Mecca. Atlanta is also a special case in the history of housing in the U.S. See, we got to understand this. We got to understand this. See, a long time ago, they would come out and they would say, oh my God, not even a long time ago, in the recent past, that's what I'm going to say. Everybody has been saying Atlanta, Georgia is the black Mecca. I am moving to Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia is the place that you want to be. If you are a black person in business, you ought to be in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the comments that I hear come out of people's mouth on a daily basis. Even right now, I'm moving to Atlanta. See, let me tell you, when you say you're moving to Atlanta, anybody in Atlanta, y'all let me know you're Atlanta, because I am not wrong about this. But, you know, we can go back and forth with each other if you like. You could. Most people, most black people, let me correct that. Most black transplants. See, a transplant is a person who is not originally from the area, and they pick up from where they are and they move to the area. That's what considers them a transplant. They're not originals to the community. Most transplants, most black transplants that move to Atlanta, so-called Atlanta, live in the suburbs around Atlanta. You know why? Because you can't afford to live in Atlanta anymore. You know why? Because you weren't playing the game of chess properly. And you have already been priced out on purpose. See, once upon a time, you couldn't get white folks to move to Atlanta. And now white folks is all through actual Atlanta. And you might see some black people there, but for the most part, when we look at the population of Atlanta as a whole, on a macro level, not a micro, when we look at it on a macro level, most people in the city of Atlanta don't look like you and me. According to the Brookings Institution, demographic William Frey. Look him up. William Frey. The proportion of white people in Atlanta's population grew faster between 2000 and 2006. Boom! Let me stop right there. The white people population in Atlanta grew faster between 2000 and 2006 than any other U.S. city. When did I just say the housing market crash happened? 2008. But the white people was already moving into Atlanta between 2000 and 2006. See, not all of us, some of us just believe things just happen to us. Ooh, how did that happen? I didn't see that coming. I tell people all the time, like, y'all sisters and brothers, y'all know me. Y'all know me by now. I don't play games with negative people, right? I'm here to teach. I'm here to strategize. When I give my workshops, I give my trainings, when I do my speaking engagements, it's always to elevate one's thinking. It's always to give you the strategies that you need to play chess in America. It is always to help you build your legacy and learn how to move those chess pieces on the board, because these people go to sleep and wake up thinking about their next move, their next colonizer move, and they make those moves efficiently and effectively. While it is true that over the past 20 years, there has been a steady flow of Black Americans to the Atlanta region, they've mostly settled in suburbs to the north, leaving the city center itself disproportionately attracting white Americans. Atlanta is developing so fast that there is nowhere for the poor to go, which helps tackle hunger and homelessness in the city. So this is a place. Hosea Helps is making that statement. Hosea Helps is an organization that tackles hunger and homelessness in the city. And they're basically saying that Atlanta, what's happening in Atlanta, poor people don't have any place to go. And guess what? The same person, Elizabeth, said soon there will be no place for the middle class to go. Bing, we need to stop right there. Stop right there. There will be no place for the middle class to go. So any critical thinker is going to ask themselves, the middle class? What do you mean when you say the middle class? Who is the middle class? What does it take to be middle class? See, this is not something you just go Google and read Wikipedia, define middle class. So you got to understand history. Middle class was a made-up term. It was a made-up term. And it was used in reference to the American dream. Remember when I told you clients come in here all the time and couples come in here all the time and they say, I just wanted the American dream. A house with 2.5 kids, a dog, and a white picket fence and a 2-car garage. That's the American dream. You got to understand that the American dream was sold to the American people through the use of propaganda back in the 30s, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all going to have to fact check me. It was in the 30s or the 20s. There was a movie that came out with the Middletons. It was about the family called the Middletons. You can look this up. Look this up. Don't take my word. Look it up. And it showed their house and how they lived and the cars they drove and their family being served on nice china and sitting down. But who did the families look like? Did the families look like you and me? Well, I know I have white people that listen to me too. So let me change that. Did the families look black? Or did the families look white? And this is the propaganda that we're fed with. And that was coined as the American dream. So everybody wanted to acquire what the Middletons in that movie that was purposely designed to push this idea of the middle class, what they should be striving for. This is what you should be striving for. And then you have to understand, who is the American dream for? So salute to you all. Share the video. Thank you for stopping by. I love the comments. Keep them coming in. We got 301 comments so far. You guys are awesome. Love every last one of you guys. You guys stay on code. I will be putting up the links for the t-shirts that everyone's been asking me for, so y'all can go ahead and order your t-shirts. We got to stay on code. To all, have a